and welcome Mindsetters to this session of Grade 11 Life Science Learn Extra. I'm Ty and I'm here with Lou, who's going to be taking us to today's session. What's happening today, Lou?
Nothing much. We are going to modification of body plans, so let's take it away, I think.
All right, so while Lou makes his way across the board, Mindsetters, you know the drill by now. Make sure you get on the page, chat to me, let me know what you guys are thinking. If you're lost anywhere, if you need help, post, and let me know what you guys are thinking. Because if you don't and just keep quiet, that doesn't help anyone. So make sure you post on the page because you don't know. There's no such thing as a silly question, so your question could help someone else. So I'm going to stress again. Get on the page and chat to us. Let us know what you're thinking. But on that note, this is where I hand over to Lou. Lou, take it away.
Thanks, Tal. Well, let's first start off. Body plans. If you remember, we've gone through all the body plans if you've been watching every week, which I know I'm sure you have. So we've gone through where it's a single cell right in the beginning. We didn't go through it, but it was very simple. Then we went through to diploblastic, and then we went through to triploblastic, and you started hearing words like coelom or coelomates, and you had a look at through guts and all of those type of things, right? So we've gone through it quite nicely. Hopefully you can remember. Now, the next thing we're actually doing is called body plan modification. Now, body plan modification is how things changed according to the environment. It's a very nice way of looking at it, actually. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off. It's modification, okay, body plan modification. We're going to look at a couple of definitions. First thing we're going to have a look at, all these things normally happen in your vertebral limbs. Okay, it's all the limbs of these vertebrae. So your arms, your legs, things like that. Yes, we do get the insects and we do get flowers and all of that, but we'll come into it slowly but surely. Okay, so I'm going to get my pen ready here because it's always nice to get a pen as we're going along. So firstly, as I said, the structure of vertebral limbs. Okay, so it's your arms and all of that. Okay. The adaptation and function of the specific things. That is the point of this whole thing, right? We're having a look how it actually adapts and why it changes so that it can survive. Because mostly, all these things are to survive in the environment and how it changes if the environment changes, okay? And then, of course, we're going to look at certain things like homologous structures and analogous structures. These are nice big words, right? Homologous and analogous structures. Right, so let's see what we have up for you. Okay, basic body plans. As we can see, it's organs, let me get there, the basic components of different organs, how they change, right? That is the whole part. Your body plan is what the things look like and how they go around and what do we find inside and what do we find outside. Now we're having a look at how the things on the outside is going to start modifying to get where it is, right? First one I spoke to you about, if you can remember, is I said homologous structure, right? This word here, homology, right? That one there is telling you a specific thing. That there is actually saying that the things that we're using, right, they all come from a similar area. But area is not the right word. I'm trying to think of something nice, like your hand. Just think about your hand. Everything looks like your hand, but we adapt it for different things. Like we adapt the bones or the hands of the bones for swimming, for flying, for digging, for running, all of that type of thing. But they're all doing different functions. Okay, so they got the same structure, but different functions, right? The other one is analogy. Okay, that means that they're all adapted for the same function, but they look completely different. Okay, now, that might jump you around a bit and confuse you a little bit, but it's going to become obvious as we go along. So don't stress too much. Okay, if we go to the next one. Okay, here we go. Homologous structures. Now, those are some nice pictures. If I have a look at it, just by looking at it, for me, I can already see, right? We have a human, we have a horse, we have a bat, we have a bird, and we have, let's see, swimming things. So let's say a dolphin, right? Now, there are the three structures. Now, you can see all these lines are confusing and going crazy. That just forget about lines. It's not about the lines. Those lines are showing you specific things. Now, I want you to picture the human hand, right? So if I did this, there's the human hand. It's like that, and I'm bringing it up like that. You will get your thumb and all your little fingers coming across, right? And if you remember, big names, your phalanges, right? Don't forget, you got your humerus here at the top, right? Radius and ulnars, and of course you get your carpals and metacarpals. Those are the bones in the wrist and the hand, right? So all of those there are actually in every single one of these. Every single one of them, okay? So they actually, if you look at them carefully, that you can actually say they come from the same place. Now, that's where Darwin, I don't know if you know who Darwin is. Now, Darwin, they normally say is there with evolution. Now, evolution is quite a cool thing. You must actually go and look up evolution. Whether you're religious or not, doesn't matter. Evolution is quite cool, seeing a pattern going along, right? They actually say, Darwin says, that they all come from a similar ancestor. Okay? Now, listen to this. Ta,
Yes, I'm here with you.
where do we come from?
They say we adapted from a species of ape and
Okay.
developed over time, and basically depending on our climate and our conditions, we adapted certain skill sets and abilities.
Ah, somebody's been studying.
Yes, I have.
Clever boy, he's learned. Okay, now, we don't come from apes. Understand that. I wasn't on all fours once upon a time running around. That is not me. Okay? I come from a similar ancestor. So if I had to extend this and explain to you what I mean, right? If I just took that, okay? Here is our similar ancestor, right? We come from the same ancestor. Okay, so that is us, and that is them. Right. That is the apes, that is us. Similar ancestor. We don't come from them. That's wrong. That does not work. Forget about that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? We don't come from them. But what's nice, if I go back to what I was saying earlier, they come from a similar ancestor. In other words, they had the similar features. And those features, as we're going along, they changed to be better in their environment. Okay, so they changed for swimming. They changed for flying. So did they. So did him. He did for running. And us, we needed to grasp things, right? We needed to make sure that we can grab onto something. Okay, so that is a nice thing. Now, let's have a look at the lines. Okay, here we go. Humerus. There's the humerus of all the different animals. Okay? Okay, if you have a look at it, I can't see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go pink. I'm actually enjoying pink lately. You know, it's quite cool. Right,
Such
so
a manly color.
it is, eh? Makes you feel all warm and cozy inside. Anyway, so you've got over here, if you look at it, there's all the humerus. So there's a humerus, there's a humerus, there's a humerus, there's one, and there's one. Okay, so far, can you understand where I'm coming from? The humerus, it's a top bone over here, the nice and hard bone, right? Nice, strong bone. The humerus is there. Right, then we're going to go to the radius and ulna. There are two bones. Can you see how one's above the other? It's there for twisting, right? It's two bones. You can break your forearm by only breaking one bone, okay? So there they are. There's the two over there. You can see them color. It's in gray, okay? This one, if you think about it carefully, they've lost one of their bones. It doesn't mean that they didn't have one. It just means that they didn't need it anymore. And if they don't need it, why have it? It's very cool. If you look at this, there's the one, there's the other. Okay? Sorry. And then, of course, here by us, if you have a look at it, they made funny lines. There's our two, right? Radius and ulna. So we've all got the same thing. There's a point that I'm trying to make here, so just bear with me, right? Next one, if you look at it, you get your carpals, which is over there. Okay? These guys, if you look at it carefully, where's carpals coming along there? There's carpals, and there's carpals. Okay? They're missing them. Go to the next one. Have a look. They're over there. It's coming over there. And, of course, ours is over there. Okay? So the carpals are there. Some animals have them. Some animals don't. But they were there once upon a time. Right? Then you get your metacarpals, which are the bigger bones. And this one also doesn't have them. This one will have one or two over there. He doesn't have. Okay, he's got this part here, and then we got our carpals over there, our metacarpals, sorry, and then you get your phalanges, which is right at the end. Now watch this carefully. Okay, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. So he's got 5, just like a human. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carpals, 5 phalanges, 5 phalanges. Okay, over here we have 1. Problem. If you have a look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All 5 are present. Okay. Look at the horse. How many does he have? There it is. He's got 1. I'm going to tell you something nice about a horse later on. And then, of course, the human, we have 5. Okay. Now, everything is adapted for a specific function. Okay. Let me see what's next. And if it comes in with our story, you'll understand what I'm going to. Vertebra all have, it comes from a similar place. It's called pentadactyl limbs. Okay, so if you look, there's the human limbs. Okay, there's the human limbs. All of them come from the same ancestor. So look at it. Yeah, we have a bat. If you look at the bat, there's the 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the last one's up here. That last one has actually got a hook. Okay, they've got the nice, long, spread out ones so that they can have this sheath between each finger, right? If I can call them fingers, each finger so that they can fly. Now, these little bones here, or the phalanges, actually are very, very light. The reason why they're light is the lighter it is, the easier it is to fly. Okay, so don't forget, it doesn't just adapt with the way it looks. It also adapts for how much it weighs, things like that. Remember, you don't want something very heavy when you've got to fly. Okay. They adapted the long fingers so that you can actually get this nice thing in between so that you can fly or push air away. And then the last finger's actually got a hook so they can climb on trees and hang on. Okay, so they don't always hang on upside down, as we've always been told. Right? They always hang up on trees and things like that because you don't just get vampire bats, you get fruit bats, and they've got to get up there. Okay, if we have a look at the dolphin here as well, there he is, and there's his 5. You can count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're there to spread out and push water. It's there to steer yourself in water. It's there to actually move in water. Okay? So their limbs have actually made a fin. Okay? If you look at evolution, they actually say that the dolphin used to be a land animal and it used to come into the water. Same as with the whales, right? Now, here's something interesting. I'm going to give out a question. Please see if you can send it. It's always nice to give it in. Why would a whale have a hip bone if it doesn't walk on water? Because hip bones are used for walking. See if you can answer that question. Send it to Tar, and let's see if we can get some clever people out there. Right? Then you've got your anteater. Now, if you look at this carefully, sorry, if you look at the anteater, over here, his finger, this 3rd finger over here, okay, it's nice and long. Okay, what do you think that's for? Still got 5 fingers, okay? This finger, the 3rd finger, is actually there to break open the ant's nest, right? To break it open and to get inside there. That is the point of this 3rd finger. In the beginning, it was very small, right? And then it started to adapt to get nice and big to get in there, okay? I'll explain how adaptation works just now. Nice way that I remember it. It's very cool, right? So you've got the 3rd finger that gets nice and long and strong and solid, okay? Then we go to the next one, which is your mole. Now, your mole goes under the ground. So if you ever go to places, you always see a little sand heap in the middle of nowhere. That is a mole, right? Now, a mole, his fingers, or his whole little arm, his limb, has actually become short and, I can't call it fat, short and stumpy, right? Each bone is short and stumpy because he's got to go through the ground all the time. And the more he goes through the ground, the more his bones actually work. So you don't want to break them, okay? So just remember that. These ones have adapted small, short, stocky, right? Nice and strong bones, which is nice, okay? You get the horse. I'm going to leave the horse. I'm going to come back to the horse because I've got a nice picture about it or nice saying about it, okay? Let's go right to the top. We got the monkeys, okay? Now, a monkey, they actually have much longer fingers. Same as us, much longer fingers. And this is the first time we hear about the thing called opposable thumbs. It means they're opposite to each other, right? They can grab. If you look at the dolphin, it's flat like this. It doesn't need to grab anything. It can move everything out of the way, right? The anteater doesn't need it to grab anything. It wants to move everything out of the way. Same with the mole, move everything out of the way. It's only the monkeys that have an opposable thumb. It's opposite and it works nicely so we can grab and grip. That is why they can climb trees. Their phalanges are actually nice and long, and the longer they are, the better it is because they're actually going around trees and they're grabbing and they're holding on nice and tight. That's why we can climb trees, but they can, they fly through trees because they're nice and long and they can grab. And of course, they got a tail, which we ain't got. Can you imagine having a tail?
That would be interesting. I've had that thought before. But, how does that feel?
When you're happy, it wags. You go, that'll be awesome. Then we got the pig. Now, the pig is also quite interesting. If you remember what a pig foot actually looks like, right? It actually comes down, okay? And then you get a piece that comes out like that, and a piece that comes out like that, and it goes back up. Now, I'm a terrible drawer, but understand this. Can you see it's got two there? Okay? On the back, it's got another two, much smaller, right at the back. Now, that's right in the back. Okay, so the first two, okay, those adapted to walk on. They became the hooves, right? The other two became a lot shorter so that it's out of the way. Now, if you have a look at it, I don't know if you can see it. It's quite close and it's quite small, but try and see it, okay? You've got 2, 5, 4, 3. Now, 4 and 3 is where your hooves are, okay? 2 and 5 became a lot shorter. What happened to 1? It disappeared. Once upon a time it was there, now it's gone, okay? So 1 disappeared, 3 and 4 became the hooves that it walks on, and of course, 2 and 5 became shorter at the back. And if you go have a look at, if you go look at pig trotters or whatever it is, you can actually go see it. It's quite cool. Now, the horse. I love horses. What I'm going to do is, before we go through the horse, I'm going to go for an ad break, and I will see you in a few seconds. Ta.
All right. So, Mindsetters, I hope you guys make sure that you get on the page and get chatting to us. I'm scanning through it right now, trying to find out if you guys have been posting. But Mindsetters, make sure, as I keep stressing, talk to each other. If you guys find a mindset in trouble, help them out. But other than that, we're going to see you after this break.